Welcome to this episode of ACG's GrowthTV. I'm Katie Mulligan, and I'm joined today by Nevin Raj, the co-founder and COO of Grata. Nevin joins me to talk about why your business development needs a tech stack. Nevin, in your time in and around the M&A world, how have you seen business development strategies in private equity evolve?
Well, Katie, it's been evolving faster than ever, especially in the last few years as private capital markets and the middle market has gotten more and more competitive. We've seen more and more entrants into private equity. We've seen venture capital firms going up the stack into growth equity. We've seen hedge funds and family offices and other players all trying to do middle market deals. And so this has really increased the amount of competition in the space, forcing firms to really evolve and evolve at a faster rate than before. What we've seen, the big thing, is the adoption of technology, but specifically for outbound proprietary deal sourcing. Because the few deals that everyone's been looking at have now been more and more expensive, multiples getting higher and higher, not just because of macroeconomic inflation, but because of the competition in the space. And so we've seen a few things happen that have really dovetailed into this one trend of proprietary sourcing. The first is firms actually developing a thesis and figuring out where they want to specialize in the middle market. There are 7 to 10 million companies in the US alone. You can't go acquire 7 million companies. So you have to know where you want to specialize and where you want to play. Based on that, we've seen firms get really good talent, really strategic operating partners, business development professionals, and build out a strong team around it. And then they're implementing technology. And that spans all the way from something as basic as a CRM to log their interactions and log their conversations, to data, deal sourcing tools and search engines like Grata, and then even more advanced AI and machine learning to get smarter and to be more predictive about deals.
And so for firms who want to implement new technology but maybe feel like that's out of reach, how do you advise them to get started building out their tech stack?
Yeah, I know it seems like a tall ask. You're a 5-10 person firm. You've never really had engineers on your team and you wonder, how am I going to implement technology? Well, lucky for you, there are a lot of out of the box or off the shelf solutions to get you started. And like I said, square one is actually getting a system of record and a CRM in place and data and information, because without those two, you can't actually launch a BD strategy. So all firms will start with those two. Some will start with data and search technologies. Others will start with CRM, but either way, within the first 6 months, they usually have both in place. And thereafter, it's all about evolving and building on top of it. It can start as simple as building lists of companies and finding out which spaces you want to reach out to and sending emails, all the way to automating a 6-step email over 4 months to drive your process. We've seen that evolve and as a firm gets further and further with their success, maybe they've closed a couple of platforms or done a few add-ons via proprietary sourcing. At that point, they start thinking about, how do we up our game? How do we level up? That's when they start thinking about bringing on data scientists or engineers. But for some firms, that may not happen for 3 or 4 years. For others, that may be right off the bat. The spectrum really varies on where you are in your maturity, but it really is easy with a lot of solutions that can help you out of the box.
So I think you painted a really good picture of what technology can look like at various levels. Any parting advice for investment professionals who want to up their tech game?
Yeah, it's like with deals in general, it's all about long-term relationships. Deals don't happen in a couple of weeks. Even processes take a while. Proprietary deals take even longer. It can take years and years to happen. It's the same thing with technology. Technology providers out there are partners of yours, not necessarily vendors. You're going to have to really invest in them like you invest in companies for the long term. And the technology providers are going to adapt and move at the speed that you're moving are going to be the most important. So as you fill out your strategy, think about this long term. Realize that it's about more than just the technology. It's about the people behind it, the data, the technology, and eventually build off of that and keep a long-term mindset.
All right, great. Thanks for joining me, Nevin.
Thanks, Katie.
I'm Katie Mulligan for GrowthTV. Thanks for watching.